Supernatural Podcast is back.
By demand of no one.
By demand of no one. After a long, well-deserved break, we've jumped back into it.
Ugh, not worth it.
You know, I gotta say...
Conclusion, not worth watching.
Conclusion, not worth watching. The end. Yeah. So, we did another 4-part marathon, but I gotta say, this was easier than the last one, but not... The episodes weren't good. I would say they were, there was less going on, I suppose. Still stupid.
They were all mostly fillery episodes, except for the first one we watched, which was the worst.
Which was the worst, and that's the one I have the most notes on, honestly. You know, last time they at least had that, Just My Imagination episode, that Imaginary Friend one I really liked, and the other ones around it were really terrible. And this one had no good one, but the terrible ones I don't think were as terrible as the other ones. So sort of...
I mean, the one with Sheriff Mills is probably the better out of any of these.
Yeah. Alright, so the first one, The Devil in the Details, that was the worst one, like you were saying. So, what happened in that one, Phelan?
Not much.
Okay, I
just want to comment on, before we even get into it, just like structure-wise, the episode really bothered me, and I think they do this quite a bit in some of these supernaturals. But it feels so jumbled, and like you're barely watching something coherent.
It's so much jumping around. It feels like an incompetent Heroes episode, where it's like you're following a bunch of other people.
Heroes is a good analogy for it. It is kind of like Bad Heroes, where you're just watching someone else do something. You're like, oh, what the fuck? I don't want to have to see them do nothing. Like a lot of Heroes Season 2. You got stuck. Like, here, watch this character fuck around. Like, damn it!
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. And, you know, you're right. Structurally, it was really bothersome. Particularly with that episode. And, it made it feel longer.
Yeah, like you said, halfway through it felt like we should be done, and it was true. It felt like it should be over.
Yeah, it was like, are we in like hour 3 of this episode? No, 21 minutes in. Oh my gosh. Immediately, when we started up, like, you know, it's been a couple months since we last talked about Supernatural, and we were kind of dragging our feet about, you know, okay, we got a few episodes, let's do the podcast. And then when we started up, immediately, Crowley in footie pajamas, like, as soon as that, within seconds of starting up after the road so far, Christmas tree ornament, Crowley in footie pajamas, and I just go, ugh!
Funny.
Oh my god. It's like, it gets more and more embarrassing every time.
Yeah. Don't keep trying to take the piss out of this character and then try to make him intimidating. Like, oh my fuck show.
And then they had Satan as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Comes in.
Like, guys, you don't make the main fucking evil, whatever you want to call him, like, fucking joke. They don't know how to take any of their villains and make them very serious. Because, I mean, the main baddie, we have just constantly have her and Dean pining after each other now. So we have that, and then we have fucking Devil fucking around. I don't know, that fucking Adam thing bugs the shit out of me still, and you know what? They fucking called attention to it again in this episode, because Devil was being all very in Sam's head, bugging you, I'm not touching you type of devil. Hey, look at this is your life, Sam, and I'm going to take you through some clips, and hey, remember, hey, ass butt? And well, we're going to do it again because we recapped it in this very episode.
They ruin anything good they had in the past. Like, let's ruin the ass butt line. Why? That was perfect. You don't need to call back that one. You don't need to. Like, the context means everything with that scene, and when you shatter the ass butt context, it's not funny anymore. It's not funny because it's a catchphrase. It's not like he just always said ass butt. That was, like,
yeah. That's the only reason. It's like, Did Castiel know that he said that? Or like that he recapped that scene for Sam? Because like he must have, because he's never said that since. But then he
No, he
comes,
says it in all the scenes we don't see. Like, he's like,
yeah,
Sam, Dean, this is my catchphrase. I'm gonna make ass butt a thing now.
it's actually his answering machine. Hey, ass butt, leave a message. But then they show them falling into hell with Adam, and they still don't mention it. And you're saying apparently some people said, "Oh well, Adam shouldn't be there because they moved him into another cage."
Something like that. I'm not
Like,
going to look up what exactly it
load of
was, but I
shit.
guess the deal is it's not the same cage, which is why
Yeah,
he's not in
which
there.
is a load of fucking shit, because that's the whole thing. He was trapped, and that's why they couldn't easily get him out. It's like he's put in this fucking cage that was enchanted by God or whatever. And
It's something to do with
yeah, I
the
don't
Book of the
remember who
Damned.
enchanted it. Maybe it wasn't God, but it's something he couldn't get out of. And to say that, oh well, you can easily just move him to another cage is fucking asinine.
Yeah, well, it was
And
something to do
still,
with what was in
even
that
if
book that
even if
Rowena
you want
had.
to say that nonsense is plausible and they moved him into another cave, that means Adam is free and it needs to be acknowledged.
I don't know. They should have acknowledged Adam, regardless of whatever the fuck was going on with that cage, because they have those flashbacks to when that happens, and they have to show Adam. They would have cut him out if they could, but they had to, because
Yeah.
he falls with Sam. He was an important part of that scene, which everyone else seems to have forgotten, but that's what
Yeah.
that was. And
Now Supernatural likes to bring it up once in a while and then drop it.
yeah, it's like just saying it happened is not the same as fixing the issue with
Yeah.
that plot line.
Like you fucking said last time, like the first time you brought it up after years was with that jokey comment in the play where they said he's still stuck in that cell down
Yeah.
in hell with Lucifer.
Uh-huh. Well, they're
Then
not
you
saying
go
that he's
there
not...
and you don't bring it up. It's like, fuck you, show, you
Yeah.
stupid sacks of fuck.
Ugh. Well, a lot of stuff happened involving Lucifer in the cage in this episode, including all of those flashbacks, including flashbacks to Sam with the dog. They're like, remember when you abandoned Dean for a dog?
That was great.
It's great they finally did acknowledge that.
Yeah. I did like they brought that up.
Him and
Just
the
kind
dog.
of skirted around that one ever happening. Like that's the devil's. The devil made him feel guilty about his dog escapade.
As he should.
It's like, man, I'm the devil, and even I think this was a dick move. You left your brother in purgatory for a dog? Oh yeah, didn't your brother promise to get Benny out of purgatory?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's gone. It's
Remember
done.
another person we left somewhere that we promised to get out? No, go, no, can't hear you, can't hear you.
They go into the cage. Well, Dean is... At first, Dean calls up Crowley on his phone with the number...
666.
The number 666 is Crowley's phone number. He calls him in hell. He's got good reception in hell. He can call him in hell. And then he's just like...
Changing cell phone plan.
Yeah, and he... Yeah.
How many hell minutes do I get with this?
And he's like, I gotta go and find Sam. He finds out about him being there for some reason. Who tells him that he's there?
Crowley.
Crowley did. Okay. Why did he call him in the first place?
Just to see what's up. Wear cowboy hats at some point.
What's up, man? How's it going? Are you having embarrassing footy pajama dreams with your mom? Or were you playing with Sam Funko toys? Or
Oh yeah, fuck.
I'll go to Sam!
They can put on get me. My diaper, ma'am.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. And anyway, he goes to hell by saying Camptown races to the Reaper lady, who is working with Crowley. And then he goes down some steps, and that's how he gets to hell. And then he's there, and it turns out Rowena was working with Satan all along, and she gets put in a contraption to work for them. And it turns out that Sam in the cage was just the next room over, because they hear him yelling and then run in there, along with Castiel, who has also arrived there.
Must really bum Benny out that there was that other way to get into hell and stuff.
Yeah. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Have to fucking go through purgatory. Nah, there's a door over there. Some lady kind of just watches it while she reads the newspaper.
I don't understand what's even going on with the Reapers anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, Reapers. They're angels, remember?
But they
everything's an angel.
But this all leads up to the whole thing with Castiel, which I feel like we need to talk about the lead up a little bit. Which I guess I gotta back up a little bit again to talk about. Okay, the smiting thing.
Becomes casserole.
Casserole, yeah. Okay, the smiting thing. Some people have, again, informed me that either the viewers are a lot sharper than we are, they got a lot of excuses, I don't know. But anyway, the smiting thing was not God, as we were saying. It was all of the angels. I'll believe it, whatever. Which leads to...
There's too many times it's like, oh, the angels can just band together and make a super omega nuclear holy device. Like, where the fuck was that when they needed it before? The angels can just band together and shoot their fucking holy cannon?
Well, it didn't do anything. I mean, it didn't work.
Well, no, not on that, but you'd think that would have been useful some other times. Where oh no, we're stupid angels, we're just getting slaughtered. If only we could band together and smite someone.
We didn't remember we had that power. We were too busy trying to not fall into popcorn bags. It was really hard. But,
you know, there's a lot of radiation with smiting, so you need to watch it.
Smiting sickness. They actually, without any hint of humor to it, use the term smiting sickness as if this is a thing. Fallout. Smiting fallout sickness from smiting radiation. I don't know. That makes Dean sick, but it won't affect angels. So Castiel goes back to the area to try and find...
Castiel's pretty much just like wearing a hazmat suit.
Yeah. He goes to find the darkness. And then he meets up with another angel who we know is just there to die.
Well, as soon as I saw her, I said, oh, I can't wait for her to die.
I thought maybe there would be...
Trying show.
I thought maybe there would be a twist that she was actually, like, working with the devil or Crowley or something, or the darkness, something to be evil and manipulate him, because the acting and the writing was so clunky in that scene. It sounded so fake. When they were trying to do the whole parallel thing or whatever, where she's saying like, oh, we're expendable, and the real heroes are Sam and Dean, and I'm like, okay, that just sounds like something the devil is saying really badly to clunkily try to manipulate him. But then it turns out it was just bad, because she gets killed. Of course.
She gets killed, like, partway through the episode. I'm like, oh man, we really care about that character that was in half an episode. And they act like that's a driving point for Castiel. Like, go fuck yourself, show. He knew her for like 20 minutes.
And they even acknowledge that, according to the angels, he has a reputation for killing other angels. Like, she's like, you're not going to kill me, right? Like, she thinks he's just going to kill her by showing up. And then it's like, oh, but he felt so bad about her dying. Because the only reason that they put that in that episode was to be a driving point for him to say yes to Lucifer to be his vessel, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, because Castiel's in a vessel, sorta.
We don't really know what he is anymore.
Yeah, it's really confusing trying to figure out the Jimmy situation with Castiel at this point. Resurrected, but he's still an angel, sort of, so I don't know how that works when he's also human Castiel in that body, but then he got grace in it again, so he's an angel, but apparently I guess it's just his body at this point, so he can give consent.
But he's still an angel, because he's enough of an angel that he's immune to smiting sickness.
Well, I mean, he's teleporting again and everything. Yeah. He's angelified, I guess. He's over whatever his other thing was.
So he's an angel who's possessed by another angel.
Yeah, like, what?
What?
Getting awfully crowded in that body, isn't it? Though I guess he had a bunch of Leviathans in there before.
He has a lot of space now.
A lot of people like going in that body.
And then once he does that, Misha Collins can do his Mark Pellegrino impression and starts chewing the hell out of the scenery when he shows up.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I found that at least a little funny. But
It is kind of funny, but it is so much scenery chewing, and it is a little off to me that it's the devil, but really it's his Mark Pellegrino impression. It's not really a devil, per se. Oh, and...
But I had a issue with when he says yes, though, because, I mean, it was
so quick.
Yeah, like, you see, like, the devil's about to kill Castiel because he can just pop Dean and Casshole into the cell with them because I don't know how that works. But he pops them into the cell and they just start having a little brawl for a bit, and meanwhile they put an obedience collar on Crowley's mom, Rowena. And she's doing some spell. What was it supposed to do to him? Kill him or send him somewhere else?
I think it was probably to send him back to the real cage. That's my guess. We were probably talking over what it was, but whatever the thing is, it's supposed to neutralize him.
Yeah, it was going to get rid of him. So from the way it shows you first, she does the spell and then you see him dissipate. But what really happened in between there was he said, "Can you really beat the darkness?" "Yes." "Okay, yes." Possessed. Like,
they didn't spend enough time with Castiel for that to feel believable.
No, it seems stupid. Castiel to even believe that seemed off. And also, Sam and Dean are like 2 feet away.
Yeah, it's not a big cage.
No, it's a very small cage. How did they miss this conversation of yes?
Wow.
While just Sam's looking at his fingers. "What's going on over there, Dean? It's probably nothing interesting. None of my business." "Yeah, look at that, I brought some cards. Let's play old maid."
The best part of that episode, though, like, we were both pretty damn happy when that happened, was when Castiel as Lucifer kills Rowena.
Yes.
Finally. Nice. Who fucking cares about her at this point?
Yeah. It was great. It's like, fuck yeah.
Because she started out with such promise, but it got tiring so quick.
Oh yeah, just constant, just... Her and Crowley bickering with each other is like, shut up.
I will say this, I don't remember the name of the actress who plays her. Ruth O'Connell or something, maybe? I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But anyway, whatever her name is. They have that scene with her and Crowley where he asks why she hates him. And she does this speech about why she hates him. And if she didn't hate him, she would love him and things like that. I thought the acting was really good there. Because she wasn't just doing this, whatever the hell they're doing with Rowena most of the time, where it's like, "Oh, I'm over the top and kind of comical, but then I'm a villain and I'm the nagging mother." Like, they did add some depth there that if they had done that with her for most of the time, she would have been a more compelling villain.
Mm-hmm. They did the same thing they do with Crowley, is they couldn't decide which direction they're going with her and just constantly flip-flopped and made it just an irritating thing to watch.
Making it that she was in league with him the whole time seemed like they just added that on to kill her off, didn't it? In league with Satan, I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Because he asked, like, Crowley's like, what happened to the Mega Coven?
She wasn't in league with him the whole time. Only after they went to the cage and that other one, she said that.
Well, because he appeared in her dreams to her.
Yeah.
And talked to her, which is the whole point of that
She said
stupid Christmas
but he had never been there before. She said she constantly had this dream, but this was the first time he showed up.
Okay. Well, because, I mean, it still seemed, like, rushed in, like they were trying to find a way to write her out, like maybe they lost the actress or something, or the storyline wasn't working out, because... Like, Crowley's like, what happened to the Mega Coven and all that? And then she just sort of goes like, oh, well, I want to be the queen with the devil now. I don't know. Pfft, dead.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy, it seemed.
I mean, it's nice to have her gone. It's a
Mm-hmm.
better exit than like Mitch Pileggi or whatever, with the whole
Yeah.
like what was the point of that? But
Yeah.
I guess it's Pileggi. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Someone told me it was Pileggi instead of Pileggi, like I've been
Whatever.
saying. Anyway, that was the worst out of all of them. Terrible. So after that was Into the Mystic, which was the hell was that one? Oh, the one with Dee Wallace. I had to read this. The name didn't sound familiar, but I had to read the notes.
Yeah.
That was the one that had Dee Wallace and the deaf woman and the banshee.
The death woman's like, she's a hunter, but she has like ancestry with the Mena letters as well, but that didn't really play into much of anything.
Yeah. I mean, she was an interesting character. I do like different types of hunters, and it was interesting
Yeah,
to hear her
it was
story.
nicer to see a hunter story where it's not just like, hey, I'm some hunter you guys know dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. And it was
So
actually a
that
deaf
was
actress,
better.
so it was nice they used a deaf actress for that as well.
Yeah, man, most of that worked okay. It's kind of silly though, having Sam and Dean tell her, "Oh, there's more than revenge out there." It's like, oh yeah, from the Revenge Brothers, right?
Well, and they had the bit too. There were some things, some of the deaf jokes in it that weren't great. Like they had the one at the end where it's like, "You can't call me. I mean, you can call me, but I wouldn't answer." It's like, do they not realize texting or vibrating
Yeah,
phones exist?
phones vibrate and then they can read the text.
Yeah,
It's
like deaf
really
people can
stupid.
use phones. Like it's
Uh-huh.
not.
It's not an issue. It's not like 1990 anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she. I mean, for the most part, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't too many of the terrible deaf people tropes they do in shows
No,
like that.
for
But
the
there was
most
some
part,
things that were not
yeah,
great.
they didn't really do it. They did have her misread him saying they were gonna feed or something on
Yeah,
him.
the lip reading she misread, but I mean, that
But
could
yeah,
happen.
that can happen.
Yeah, I like too. They did like. They were trying to do the Suspiria theme, but not for when she's looking out the window, because it was almost exactly that. But then, like, the last note was changed. I'm like, are they just doing Suspiria for some reason? Why? And,
The musician was bored.
I guess. I mean, if you're coming up with, music for this show for, like, 11 years, I guess they're kind of running out of ideas for what they're gonna do. They also had the bit where they're debating who their favorite Golden Girl is.
Yeah, I've always been wondering when they watch the Golden Girls.
Yeah, I liked when you were asking, like, at what point in their lives
Yeah,
were
what
they
point in
watching
their
the
lives
Golden
were they
Girls?
watching that? Like, yeah, when they're in those shitty motels and their dad goes off to hunt and they're sitting in there, thank you for being a friend.
What are you boys doing? Watching Golden Girls? I gotta go for a month now. I say I'm hunting. I say I'm
left
hunting.
us again because of Golden Girls.
One of their backstories they retroactively added was they were raised by the Golden Girls. That was staple of their childhood.
Do you think of the Dean wanting to get with Dee Wallace?
Yeah, I liked her poncho too. She had a rockin' poncho. She was fun. I like Dee Wallace, so I mean, she was a fun character.
That was funny.
Oh, they had the thing about follow your heart. Follow your heart, and you'll be
she
happy.
kept saying that. Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Thanks, Michelangelo. You truly come out of our shells now. They also had.
So it was a banshee they fought in this one too. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah, the CGI was pretty damn good on that for TV CGI.
Yeah, some of the effects with the banshee weren't too bad. I liked the face and stuff of it because it looked a little more monstery than a lot of the monsters on Supernatural do.
Yeah, lately anyway. It seemed like kind of like a throwback to some of the earlier ones that they used to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But the CGI was a lot better than they used to be able to do. And I think it was probably a mix of an actual person and CGI, and then some shots were all CGI, but it was mixed together well enough that I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Besides, like, the hair. I mean, yeah, I could tell the hair was CGI, but...
I don't know about that spell the mother cast to kill the Was it the Banshee scream that killed her, or was it her cutting her wrist?
I think it was probably both, because she slit her wrist. It wasn't her hand, it was her wrist.
Like,
I don't know why.
That protection thing she whipped up in a bowl, like, did it say it required you to cut your wrist for it? Like,
yeah, you could have just cut your hand, because that's what they were doing in the episode in the retirement home. So she's just dumb and killed herself.
Yeah, she just killed herself for no reason. Also, she bled out remarkably quick, I guess.
Well, one thing I didn't get too, the reason that the girl is deaf is because of the Banshee. But then they say in the episode that the only person who can hear the Banshee is the intended victim. And you see that in the episode. Other people don't hear it, it's just the person it's going after. And so did the Banshee at one point go after the baby, or was it going after all? Why wouldn't anyone hear them if it was just going after everyone in the room? I just don't really understand.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Didn't seem like that completely added up. I guess you could assume it went after the baby before they attacked it or something to keep it away.
It was going towards it at one point.
They did have at the end of the episode the classic Sam and Dean discuss something closer. But it was nice because they acknowledged the dog thing. They acknowledged the dog thing. Like when Sam said, I should have looked for you. It was nice that they did acknowledge that. Because it's true. I mean, he should have went and looked for him instead of just like, I found a dog! I guess. That was something that's been hanging in the air for a long time. So it was nice at least to have an acknowledgement of it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't much because they just brushed it off, but it was something.
Well, it was nice he acknowledged it, and then Dean forgave him. I'm perfectly fine with that, as long as it's just
he said he forgave him a long time ago, but
yeah.
Which means it's just a non-issue by the time they're bringing it up,
Yeah. But, some lip service was nice.
Yeah.
And I think that was pretty much it for that episode. There wasn't a whole lot to it, but it was, okay. Oh, and Sam's memory chest. He has a chest of things that he keeps.
It's better for ones this time. Like, I don't know, it's mostly like the better episodes are just going to be the filler things,
I mean, there were some nice things to it. It's not one I particularly feel like rewatching, but I didn't hate it. I guess is sort of what that was. The one after it, Don't You Forget About Me, that one I thought was the strongest of the lot, because that focused on Sheriff Mills and Claire. Yeah. And what was the name of the other girl, the daughter that she adopted?
I'm blanking on that.
Okay, just the daughter. I don't know. We don't remember her name. I remembered her backstory, but I just didn't remember. But that was nice, because all of the Sheriff Mills episodes always end up being the stronger ones. She is a stronger character than Sam and Dean. At this point, anyway. And none of them died. Three characters that were recurring, and none of them died.
Oh, they're bringing those three back to kill them all.
No, I have a suspicion it was to test the waters for a spin-off. Yeah. Because I think they're still trying to do a spin-off, and I've heard that they thought about that.
The other one's Alex.
Alex, right. Alex was the vampire girl that they saved, and she was not a vampire anymore, but Sheriff Mills adopted her. And she's
did they turn her at any point? Because she was the bait most of the time.
She was the bait, but she was being turned into a vampire, I think, and maybe they fixed her, or maybe
by the end they were trying to turn her.
Yeah, they saved her before she fully turned, I think was the story there.
Yeah.
So she's human now, but she was being used by them then.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like that storyline with them. I think when that episode happened, that was one of the stronger ones of that season too.
Mm-hmm.
Was with Sheriff Mills teaming up and adopting that girl, and she always has some nice.
Yeah, I remember you really liked that one.
Yeah, there's always some nice character development with her character, which is because she's not as overused as Sam and Dean, so they still have things to do, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
the family dynamic was
supernatural. Nice. You're beaten over the head with those two most of the time, running around in circles, doing the same shit over and over. So yeah, you want to see other characters. Mm-hmm. That's why it's when you can actually go visit some other characters, it's more interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it gives them someone to bounce off of, because that scene where they're having dinner and they start having the sex talk, that was hilarious. And I was laughing a lot at that scene, and I really loved it. And Sam and Dean were perfect in that scene. And that was a good way to use those characters because they were completely out of their element, and they
Yeah.
are still sort of these broken, overly dude bro individuals. But it worked bouncing off of someone, so you're not just stuck with this constant mood with them that's always there. But yeah, like the family dynamics in that were really nice. I liked that, Sheriff Mills, she adopted both girls, or at least took them in. I don't know if there was an official adoption at any point, but she's taking care of them, and she doesn't really know exactly how to raise them because they didn't grow up with her. They just sort of got brought in, and they both have their own issues. And Claire's a character that we're already familiar with anyway, and it was kind of building on her story too, learning how to be a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So they still had some stuff to build on with these characters.
Yeah, they all lost their family, so they all kind of bond that way.
All of them have layered backstories, so it didn't feel like any of them were pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all had their sort of part in the story.
Yeah. The silliest thing to me in that episode, though, was they show that Claire is going around hunting, and she's been, getting it wrong and going after regular people, but she pulls a guy out of a truck and holds a sword to his throat. And, Sheriff Mills goes, yeah, well, the only reason she's not in jail right now is because I'm the sheriff. I'm like, yeah, but still, like, how do you whitewash that one? Like, that's not an easy one to just go, oh, yeah, well, she pulled a sword on someone.
Well, they said that he wanted to, like, press charges against her.
Yeah, and she said she's
rightfully
trying to
so.
get him not to, but I mean, still, how do you...
Huge abuse of power.
He
Sheriff
wanted
Mills.
to press charges, so you'd think at the very least that there'd be some people pushing that she should be locked up. She attacked a guy with the sword if he's not being compliant.
Yeah, you would
not
think
dropping the charges.
You would think that she has some severe mental issues. And didn't she spend time at a mental hospital before Castiel and them came and got her?
Yeah. She's in a hospital.
She was. So it was a mental hospital, right?
I'm blanking on whether it was or not for sure.
I thought for sure it was, but either way, I mean, you would think that was someone who was violently psychotic and not safe to be around people. And honestly, if she is going to almost kill people who are innocent, she probably does need some help. Yeah. Even if she's doing it wrong, because she was going to cut that guy's head off.
Yeah, they kind of just let that one go by a little easy.
Yeah. They also had the scene where they're trying to find Sheriff Mills, and the girls have all been kidnapped by the vampires, which is this whole revenge thing going on.
Which was, I mean, it got a bit too preachy and overstated his backstory, but at least it was something that fit. Like, I didn't mind that idea of having her get attacked for what she previously had done as the vampire's bait.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
He was someone who, he said he tried to save her from getting picked up by some sleazeball and drove her home, but then she left him to get attacked by the vampires.
Yeah, so it was all a trap, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he came back to get revenge on her now.
Yeah, because when he was turned into a vampire after the attack, he killed his family, so he was waiting for her to be happy to kill everyone that she loved.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. Again, I wish that the villains didn't have such clunky speeches at the end all the time. I wish that, it was built in a little better. They have the scene where Sam and Dean are trying to find where they're at, and they know that the vampire that attacked them is the janitor, and they're like, hey, there's a closed down pool at the school because of asbestos. That must be where they took them.
Yeah.
And then they go, and they're there, and it's like, they act like this is for sure there. And it's like, what about this? Do you know for sure that's where he took them? Because vampires love asbestos?
Love asbestos.
I mean, that was just really convenient.
Oh, yeah, there was another thing that irked me in the episode, which is the body being rung up the flagpole and no one noticing until it's like 8:30 and the kids are coming into school. Because it's not until, you see Alex and her fake vampire boyfriend walking to school, and they look up and they're like, oh, there's a body there, and there's like people already in the building and stuff. Like, how? No, people have driven by. There's other hours in the morning before people are coming to school, guys.
And when they're staring at it, there's other people like going to class behind them, like still not noticing.
It's like, whatever. Oh, another dead person on the flagpole. Pff, must be Tuesday.
But overall, I mean, that was the strongest one tonight, I felt.
Yeah.
Some good dynamics.
Right. Yeah. I liked that one for the most part.
After that was Love Hurts, which was their Valentine's episode. And I have precisely 0 notes, because I had nothing to say about it. I generally, I got nothing from that episode. It was just sort of throwaway.
No Valentine's Day references.
No Valentine's, yeah, but they've done other Valentine's Day episodes.
Yeah, they already had one called My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah. They've already used up their references, because Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles haven't been doing anything else for a decade but Supernatural. What other things are they in? I don't know. They've been filming Supernatural. They gotta get the horse fetus from House of Wax in there.
Winners like Devour.
Devour. Yeah, they gotta do a Devour episode. How about the Christmas Cottage? When are they going to reference that one? I don't know. What did you think of that episode?
Mediocre fillery thing, I guess.
It seemed just built around that ending with Amara.
Woman gets tricked by her hairdresser witch.
Sounds kind of stupid when you say that.
Into cursing her husband, and makes... I don't know why the curse thing kind of like is like a shifter. Like, why did it have the same signs as a shifter?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed purely there just for misdirection, but it didn't exactly fit. I guess because it shapeshifts, all shape-shifting beings have the eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems stupid. They would all have the same sign, because, well, like, one's a being and these are fucking, magic created thingy.
Yeah,
it was like a genie type of thing, or...
It wasn't a genie exactly, but it was similar to one.
Yeah, but there's something in that vein is what they said it was, right?
Yeah, it was some other culture type thing that was similar to one, so they made some genie type references, but it was basically like it appears like your greatest desire or whatever and kills you.
Yeah, so Dean steals the curse all for himself, turns into Amora, and then they go to Too Tired Motel to talk about it, and the tires.
Too Tired, which is made up of tires.
I gotta talk about the fucking motel rooms they have. They always show this, this exterior is just this fucking low, shitty motel they are always driving into, but then they go inside and look at all the fucking room we got. Got a table. We always have a fucking wall divider thing. That is there no matter where the fuck we are. Whatever fucking motel we go to, there is a wall divider. This one had tires. They're really
that was the worst wall divider they've ever had.
Redress their hotel motel room thing. Like, how do we make it look different this time? Tires, because it's too tired. We'll put tires on the wall.
You know what it came off like? It came off like whoever was writing the script. It was like 4 a.m, and they're like, "What am I going to name this hotel? I'm Too Tired." Yeah. Too Tired Motel, and that's what it ended up being. Like, they're like, I don't know.
Justify the tires. Too tired. Okay.
That was the weirdest and laziest room divide they ever had, was these tires. And that hotel room looked fucking uncomfortable. Like, what kind of hotel room has wooden floors? Like, it didn't even look like a hotel. Like, what was that?
But yeah.
What?
Motel.
A motel, yeah. Well, regardless, any kind of place like that, why would it have wooden floors? That's not what you would do.
Weird. just the room. Like, it's so spacious. Like, no,
Yeah.
you guys realize that, well, for one, not every motel has a fucking wall divider thing. You guys don't always have to put that in there. And quite often, it's just kind of like, you open the door, there's your fucking beds and our bathroom, and that's about it. You don't have this fucking table and giant space in between it and your beds and shit.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't... What, you could at least throw in every once in a while, maybe there's like a fold-out table they brought so they could do some work or something.
Like, how come none of these are ever that claustrophobic? Like, yeah, you should kind of see them like with their own makeshift table and they're trying to work like while they're both sitting on the two beds or something.
Yeah, and that would change up at least the visuals sometimes, because it seems like a lot of the scenes just run together because they have to use that same set regardless of how they dress it up. It is the same.
But they could make it smaller. That wouldn't be that hard. So.
Yeah, it'd be easy enough to change it. Because that's what they do every week anyway. So just some different alterations is all.
Yeah, because they're always apparently going to this because do they have money from like the Men of Letters at this point? Like, I don't know where they get their money.
I think it's just fake credit cards like usual, which I guess would make sense if they want to keep on the down low in some sort of seedy place.
Never gets caught, just like their FBI shtick. Whatever. Anyway, they talk about Amora being Dean's desire. Oh, fuck. Which one was this in? It was in one of the ones before this. I forgot to talk about him telling Castiel all this finally. Because Castiel is the devil.
Yeah.
It's like, I finally feel good about telling my secret to someone, to you, Castiel, because you're acting weird.
Yeah, let me tell you all my secrets because you're acting suspiciously different.
Like, what? The one time, because I feel like this is good information for the villain to have, I'll tell you. Anyway, Sam finds it all out and they talk about it.
Yeah. Can I just say, we were talking about how the villains always do their like speechy speech at the end, like, this was my plan, but let me tell you all of the details. This one doubled up two together.
Oh, yeah, that stupid witch explanation was stupid.
Yeah, the witch was giving a long explanation and then torturing Sam, which was not new. I mean, Sam is kidnapped and then, not kidnapped, but he's held there and tortured. Yeah, he's held in the chair and tortured, which is something we've seen a ton of times. Well, she speeches about...
Force chokes him.
Yeah, she force chokes him and speeches about why she decided to kill all these men, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, the fake Amara is there like, here's your desire, and then it's filled with shame, and blah, blah, blah.
It makes even less sense for her to be talking about it, because she's just the thing sent out there to kill him and punch through his heart.
Well, she knows. I mean, she knows what it is, because, I don't know, maybe it's some sort of mental link or something. That's why they know what their desire is, but...
Yeah, I know, but still, why would that... She didn't fucking blab on to anyone else about, like, oh, your desire
because it's the main character.
Yeah, I know.
But it was so terrible. Like, you had two dumps put on you, and it feels like they just dedicate, like, a fourth of the episode all the time to just dumping what they're doing. And it's like, guys, you just build it in naturally.
My evil plan was this. Let me tell you before I killed you, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to do this.
I was so sick of hearing women just accepting their cheating husbands, so I made them kill them.
Yeah, like, even if you're gonna have that explanation like that, like, let's say you're not gonna face the witch until the end, and it's not a huge part of the episode meeting her, because they didn't meet this character until the end. No. Just have it quick. You don't have to have a long speech. It could just be like, I wanted to get rid of them because there's too many guys that cheat, and the women that encourage them are stupid too. That's all you gotta say. You don't have to go on for like 5-10 minutes all about this. Honestly, if you're not going to develop it, that's fine.
Maybe if, Sam had just seen her and asked why, and all she said was, she's stupid, she deserved it. and
Yeah.
then tried to kill him.
Yeah, because it's not like it makes that character any more developed. She literally has one scene where you see her, so
like
I
it
mean,
could have been a little intimidating if that's all she said, and then she just
yeah.
tried to murder him.
Yeah, they lose a lot of their intimidation too when you have these long speeches and they're just pointless. Unless there's a reason.
Seem like she's crazy hairdresser wants to kill everyone's husbands.
The evil hairdresser. I mean, and really, the whole episode, you can tell that it was just built around getting that scene with fake Amara speeching to Dean, and the rest of it was just sort of clunky filler around it. It was not very well done.
Yeah, I said once they dissipated, the fake Amara, it's like, then the real one bursts in and punches through his heart.
What finale? End of the series.
Sam eats his heart in a burger.
That's some good comedy. And Castiel as the devil. What you gonna do?
Hey, Sam.
Circle wipe.
He's dead. Oh man, I'm the devil. I don't know why you keep saying that, but that's a new catchphrase for you, isn't it, Castiel? I'm the devil. Yeah, I heard you.
Freeze frame. It's a wipe shaped like a devil face. So, what's your conclusion about all these episodes tonight? What's the wrap up?
Needs more Adam.
Needs more Adam. I think at this point, even if they put him in there, would we care? Would we even be like?
I said, I want him to want to kill them. Yes,
I do want him to kill them, but it would not make up the rest of it.
No, but I'll care if he comes back and is wanting revenge on these two shitheads for forgetting him.
We'd be rooting for him the whole time. Just kill them! Adam, do it!
They deserve it!
They deserve it! The hairdresser comes in. They deserved it!
I'm crazy!
Like that Scream Queens girl.
Yeah. I'm crazy!
I'm a psycho!
I'm psycho!
No one's even going to remember what this is. Scream Queens was this reality show where they're auditioning. The current one. It was a reality show from the early 2000s where they auditioned for a part in the Saw movies. And anyway, there was this really terrible actress, and she was trying to convey being crazy, and that's what she did. She's like, I'm psycho! That's good. We need to get her in on this. She needs to be the main villain of Supernatural, is the I'm Psycho lady from Scream Queens.
I want Zeus to come back.
Zeus comes back. You think it was that easy?
Yeah, because that was like one of the last times I remember something that seemed somewhat intimidating because they didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then they fucked it up. It's like, let's piss that away in a filler. Yeah, the gods. That should be a filler, you dumb shits.
We need more Zeus versus Sheriff Mills, and then Sam and Dean are killed. Yeah, that's my conclusion.
Anyway, we're just focusing on Sheriff Mills now, and Bobby came back.
And Bobby came back, and they're like, that was weird. Remember that Sam and Dean we used to know? Who?
Whatever. They're dead and I'm not now. Yay! The end.
One of the things I wanted to mention in the episode with Sheriff Mills, the scene of Sam and Dean both eating like terrible Sasquatches, A+. We need more of that. We need more of them like animals. Just
the Sam Squatch.
The Sam Squatch.
Bobby's gonna come down in his heaven tank and hunt the Sam Squatch.
We need a conclusion to that fucking Bobby in heaven jail thing or whatever happened there.
I heard we're getting one where it's a flashback or some shit. Yeah, he's gonna be on one and it's a flashback. And I'm like, we need to fucking follow up what you left him with in the fucking current timeline, you dumb fucks.
Terrible. Just terrible. And then maybe Loki will come back, and then it's like, is he really back or not? I don't know, waste of time. But they gotta ruin lines that were good now. They ruin all the good characters, and they're like, let's ruin all of the good memories of lines too, shall we?
Keep doing that next time they see him. More memory trips, and he'll ruin all the moments.
Remember when you said I lost my shoe?
Remember your shoe? Throw.
Remember when Dean said I'm Batman? Classic supernatural moments. Anyway, I give this 2 out of 10.
C minus.
C minus. Peace out, yo.